This week's Parsha of Vayakhel Pekudei talks about the second phase of the first capital campaign in Jewish history, and that is the building of the Mishkan. The Mishkan that was constructed in the desert over 3,300 years ago, led by Moshe and the Jewish people. The first phase was the campaign to solicit all the contributions, all the raw materials, the gold, the silver, the fine fabrics, the blue wool, the purple wool, and so on and so forth. And then, in the second phase, was the phase of the actual contributions. And that's in this week's Parsha of Vayakhel and Pekudei. And the Torah goes at length to talk about all the things that were contributed and all the things that were constructed in Vayakhel and Pekudei. What's interesting is the way the Torah describes the Nesiim, the tribal leaders, and their contributions. It says that the Nesiim brought forward some special stones, the Avnei Shoham and the Avnei Miluim, and they brought some oil as well. But what's interesting as well is not only what they brought forward, but the way the Torah describes their name, Nesiim. Nesiim is actually spelled, the Hebrew word Nesiim of tribal leaders, it's spelled with missing a letter. And Rashi points out that this omission was in fact intentional. And the reason why it's intentional is because the Nesiim had the attitude and they said, you know what, let other people contribute, and then whatever's missing, we'll come at the end, and then we'll contribute significantly at the end. What happened was the campaign was so successful, there was almost nothing for them to contribute at the end. So since there was almost nothing for them to contribute at the end, their name is mentioned with an omission of a letter. And this teaches us a great insight, not only in terms of contributing to a worthy cause, but also in general in terms of being part of a community, being part of a kehillah. Many times we have the attitude, and we say when there's a call for action to do something good, either to contribute monetarily or contribute one's time or contribute in another meaningful way, our attitude sometimes can be, let someone else do it, and if there's a need for me, I'll come in later. And the truth of the matter is, if everybody has that attitude, very little will get done. Because if everyone's waiting for someone else to be involved, who else is going to contribute? Who else is going to volunteer their time? Who else is going to make a contribution that's meaningful? And then I'll get involved. Nothing's going to happen. And that, unfortunately, was what occurred with the Nesiim. And in this case, we want to take a lesson of what not to do. We don't want to be the person that's saying, let everyone else do it and I'll contribute at the end. If there's a worthy call to action for someone to contribute monetarily, or someone to contribute their time, or some other meaningful way, we should say, we are in. Have a wonderful Shabbos.